Good morning, everyone. My AirPods don't want to connect to Facebook, so I will take my mask off this morning because I heard some of you guys couldn't hear me that well. Some people could, some people couldn't. So anyway, welcome. It is yoga this morning at 8 a.m. on Thursday. So I'm sitting in Virasana, which is when you sit down. I have my block, right? You have your feet outside of your hips, and you sit your butt bones down inside your feet. So eventually, you sit down like this, and I'll give you a side view as well. So again, I don't know who's watching. So the feet are to the outside of the hips. If your spine is collapsing, which we talked about on Tuesday, I do believe, we want our breath to flow. We want, especially in these times, for our breath to be able to be as expansive as it can. So if the spine is collapsing, that's when you can use a block or a blanket to sit on. And then that helps you to get your nice vertical spine. Some people will say a straight spine, but hopefully all you guys know is we have our natural curves in our spine, and that's what we are trying to restore so that we can breathe naturally and fully. So find a nice comfortable seat so that your spine can be tall, right? And feel those collarbones broad. And then we're going to rest our hands into our laps. So we're going to let the left hand rest down, palm up. And we're going to take that right hand and allow it to rest inside the left hand, and then allow your thumbs to lightly touch. So whenever you are doing a hand position in yoga, or shape, right, in yoga, it is called a mudra. So right now we're just resting our hands in. It's creating a circular energy, right? Going through the body, especially when you connect those thumbs. So allow your chin to bow down. Feel the back of the skull lift up. Allow your eyes to gently close. And we're going to start with a few rounds of coherent breathing. And a coherent breath is when we have at least the same length for our inhale and exhale. So just take a deep, glorious breath in. Exhale, let it go. And then inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. 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 Continue this breath pattern for yourself. Maybe you can go a little longer, or maybe it has to shorten down a bit, and that's fine. If you want to go a little more in depth with your breath, you would allow that exhale to become longer than your inhale. exercise your breath. Meaning, just let your breath flow. And then gather your hands into Anjali Mudra. Set an intention for your asana practice. And take a big glorious breath in. Exhale, let your breath go. And let's begin with 3 Oms. Inhale your prana in. Exhale, gently bow your head down towards your hands. Allow your eyes to open up, let your hands melt down, and feel your head lift up. I want you to go ahead and grab a blanket or a towel or a yoga strap, a TheraBand, even if you have that. And you're going to hold your arms straight out in front of you and separate your hands, right, at least wider than your shoulders, maybe shoulders, maybe 2 distances of your shoulders. And then on an inhale, you're going to lift your arms up. And from this position, you're going to travel both arms at the same time and keep both elbows straight. Exhale, reach your arms back. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, back. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Let's do this 3 more times. If you have to separate your hands a little wider apart, that's fine. Go ahead and do it. Not a big deal. 2 more. Let your breath help guide you. Inhale. And last one. Lift up. Use your exhale on the hard parts. Inhale up. Exhale. Bring it all the way down. Go ahead and lift your arms straight up. Then you're going to reach one arm up. It doesn't matter which one. And pat yourself on the back. Reach the other arm out and grab a hold of that elbow. The first thing I want you to do is make sure your ribs are not jutting forward. Keep your ribs over your pelvis. And then do a nice, lovely side stretch over to the opposing side. And then inhale. Come upright and vertical. Keep your elbow there. Reach your other arm out. Do a big old thumbs down and sweep it behind your back and grab for the strap. And then slowly see if you can bring those fingertips together. If not, that strap is there for you forever. How low your hands might have to be. And then breathe. Ribs are pulled in, spine is nice and long, and your breath is flowing. And then release the bottom arm. Extend your top arm. Sweep your arm up. Bring your other arm down and pat yourself on the back. Reach your arm out. Grab a hold of that elbow and do a lovely side stretch over. Soft jaw, steady breath. Connect with the breath, finding length from the waist all the way up into the armpit, all the way through the tricep. And then come upright. And then release your arm out. Do a big old thumbs down, so internal rotation. And then grab a hold of the strap. And then maybe see if you can slide your arms up and let your fingertips meet. And if not, again, that strap is there for you. Then, this arm that's internally rotated, you want to lift up and roll that shoulder back to the best of your ability. And just stay connected with your breath. Notice what your body is feeling. And as always, in yoga, but also any exercise form that you guys take, Listen to your body, honor it, respect it, right? It starts to whisper to us, and then it starts to talk to us, and then it starts to yell at us, right? And yelling is not a good thing, right? So try and catch your body when it's whispering to you. Release that lower arm, and then release your upper arm. So we've been in Virasana, or maybe you chose to sit in easy pose or pose of ease, stacking wood, and that's fine. But let's take those ankles out one knee at a time. So I pulled my ankle forward, and then you just slowly extend that leg. Lean over, take the other ankle, pull it forward so the knee stays in a closed position, and then you slowly extend that leg and lower down. Now, I'm going to turn to the side. We again still want to sit up tall with our spine. So again, we don't want to be slouched down. So you can use a blanket to lift up tall. Maybe you can sit up tall on your own, like I can, or maybe you use your block, right? But lift tall. We're going to lasso our feet. So place that strap right above the heel, and then lift tall. Broad collarbones, work your hips, and then feel your chin drop down. So we're going to be looking towards your knees, right? Connect into the hips. You feel a nice strong position with the body. So if your hamstrings are tight, by all means, you may bend your knees, but attempt to keep your arms straight, right? If you have no blanket or block, bending the knees, right? Again, if you're sitting here, when you shorten the hamstring, it allows you to sit up on top of those butt bones. Just connect with that breath. I know I'm starting out very slow today. Don't get fooled. Listen to your breath, honor your breath. And then inhale, feel your head lift up. We're going to start to hinge forward. Whenever you hinge in yoga, you want to crease from the tops of your thigh bones. So I'm going to start with my knees bent. I'm going to take my strap away. You can definitely still use yours. But see if you can grab a hold of the pinky toe side edge of your feet, and then get your rib cage to touch your thighs. Look at your big toes. And then you take a deep inhale in, and then slowly start to slide your heels away. Keep your ribs touching your thighs, and then maybe allow your hand to drop them. So my knees aren't even straight right now. And my calves get tight overnight. It's from all the years of dancing. Dancing in point shoes for a few years, but dancing more so in high-heeled shoes when I did stage productions. So they like to stay short. Okay, so it just takes a little moment. By the end of class, maybe my legs will be straight. You just roll to find length. How's that breath? Are you retaining it? If you are, make sure you exhale. And if some of you who take my class are up there, I know who you are. Okay. And then inhale, find length with your spine and come all the way up. Then we're going to come into our downward facing dog. So I'm just going to flip off over. Keep my hands the same direction that I had them on Tuesday, and just find that length. Pedal out your legs, bend one knee, and then your other knee. Feel the length with your arms. You want your ears to be between your upper arm bones and push that floor away. And then if you take your gaze, keeping your ears in between your upper arm bones, but if you take your gaze towards your belly, you start to connect into your core a little bit. And eventually your heels go down to the mat. So from your downward facing dog, ripple your body forward to the plank. The heels stay reaching back. Hold strong with your body. Exhale, descend to Chaturanga Dandasana and hold. Whole body hovering off the ground. Slip onto your tops of the feet. Lift up. Upward facing dog. And then lift upward towards your belly. Roll over the tops of your feet. downward facing dog. So nice and slow, sort of that Chaturanga Dandasana is not in your repertoire. Like we do in class, you can always lower your knees down, or you can lower your whole body to the floor. So you ripple forward to a plank. And then here's a modified chaturanga, and you hold it as long as you can. And then before your body's gonna collapse, you control the descent down. And then inhale, point the feet, roll your shoulders back. Here's a cobra. If your cobra is good, you then lift up off of your thighs, knees, and pelvis. And then exhale, downward facing dog. And breathe. Push the floor away. In and out freely on the floor. And then walk your feet towards your hands. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, bow down, head droops. Inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Gather your feet together if they're not already there. We're going to do 3 sun salutation A's. Modify for your body. Inhale, lift your arms up high. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, that tricep push up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And breathe. Hold for 3, 2, 1. At the bottom of your next exhale, get your feet forward, walk, hop, or float. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Again, inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And breathe. Hold for 3, 2, 1. End of your next exhale, get your feet forward. Inhale, half. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Last one, inhale, high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half. Chaturanga. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. And hold for 3, 2, 1. End of your next exhale, get your feet forward. Inhale, half. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms high. Hands in front of your heart. Sun salutation B, we'll just do 2. Bend your knees, let your fingertips touch the ground if you can. If not, don't worry about it. Reach those arms up high. Fierce pose. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Warrior 1, left heel spins down, right foot steps forward. You reach your arms forward and up. hold strong. You bring your hands to the mat. And then you decide if you want to go into a downward facing dog or flow through a vinyasa. Listen to your body. And then right heel spins down, left foot forward, warrior one. Hands down, flow, or downward facing dog. And then we have a rest position. As always, we're trying to find that nice long spine. So if your hamstrings are tight and they're round to your spine, bend your knees, lift your butt bones up and push strongly with your arms. Right? It is a-okay if your knees have to be bent in downward dog. At the end of your next exhale, get your feet forward. Inhale, half. Exhale, bow down. Bend your knees deeply, fierce pose. And then hands in front of your heart. One more time. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga Dhanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Virabhadrasana A. Lift the arms high, back legs straight and strong. Chaturanga Dhanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Virabhadrasana A. Left foot forward. Strong body. Exhale, flow. Or downward facing dog. And breathe. From this downward facing dog, very gently lower your knees down, child's pose. Let your arms relax, hips soften down. You breathe. Maybe even reach those arms back by your feet. So you're going to allow your shoulders to roll forward and down. Okay, so we're going to have a little fun, or what I consider fun, you may not. We're going to go from downward facing dog into like a downward facing puppy. Downward facing puppy is essentially your forearms down, but the same shape with your spine. And a little note, you want to lift both forearms off the ground at the same time, if you can, and lower them down at the same time, if you can. Please keep a smile on your face. So extend those arms out in front of you, and don't go get a cup of coffee right now. I know that might be happening. You guys got this. So extend those arms out in front of you, and then travel forward to hands and knees. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. So you find your nice length. Again, it's okay if your knees are bent, and you stop when you can't lift your elbows off of the floor anymore. So we're going to look forward at the hands. Exhale, lower both elbows down. Walk your feet a little closer. Push up. Inhale. Exhale, both elbows down. Walk your feet closer. Push up. Inhale. Exhale, lower both elbows down. Walk your feet closer. Push up. Okay, I'm almost to my limit. Inhale here. Exhale, elbows down, walk your feet closer, and just hold. Your head stays off the ground, and your shoulders stay over your elbows. Push that floor away. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees, lower the knees down. So now you get to look forward at the space in between your hands. Shoulders stay over your elbows. And then all I want you to do is extend one like that and just lift it up. So kind of like we did on Tuesday when we were on hands and knees. And then we lift the leg up for a little balance. And then lower that leg back down. Extend your other leg back and lift it up. Breathe. And then lower it down. From here, walk your knees back a little further. Lift up off of those knees. Walk the feet back in. Smile. Keep your shoulders further up. Extend one leg up. That may be only parallel to the floor, and that's fine. Keep your hips square and hold it here. For 3, 2, push that floor away with your arms. 1, and then go ahead and lower your foot down. And then your other leg lifts up. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Lower the foot down, walk the feet back, lower your knees down. Child's pose. Arms come back by your feet. Connect with your breath. Honor your breath. Slowly extend arms out in front of you and lift up and play peekaboo. Again, look at that space between your hands, and let's give your shoulders a little bit of a stretch and do a little thread the needle. Extend one arm forward, reach the other arm through. Giving a little stretch through the whole shoulder socket. And then release, and then let's go to the other side. And then release. Come on up. And then from your hands and knees, what I want you to do is fold that right knee into your nose. See if you can thread that right foot to the outside of your left one. And just walk your hands back. And see if you can sit back onto your left heel. You might be able to sit upright and vertical on your left heel, right? And you may be here with your hands down. But just trying to get a little hip stretch. Knee opening, be kind to your knees. You want to be active through your feet. They help protect that knee joint. And then walk the hands forward, fold that right knee in and slide it back. And let's do the same thing with the left leg. So lift it up and slide it to the outside. And then slowly start to see if you can sit back onto your right heel. And again, maybe you can sit upright and vertical. Right? And then maybe you can't. Right? And you need to be here. And then walk those hands forward, slip the knee forward and out. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, you get to walk, hop, or float your feet forward. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, bow down. Bend your knees deeply. Fierce pose. And then arms down by your sides. So, since I posted on our little Facebook group, Members of Milestone, Eagle Pose, I figured we would do that one today. So the first things first, you want to see if you can balance. Right, balance on one foot. So what I like to do is just start with the block to the outside of my foot, and then my hands onto my hips. You bend your knees, pull that belly in, and then you're going to not fall off balance like I just did. Cross your foot and bring the ball of the foot onto the block. So my right knee is going over to the left side, and then you bend your knees. The more your knees bend, the easier it is to get your knees onto the right side. And then from here, if you want to test your balance, you lift your toes up off that block. And lift them up, place them there if you need it, and then release. Come out of it. Other side. So place the block there first. Take a deep breath in. You have to bend your knees. And one of my favorite images for people that feel clicks with people, you cross your legs like a little girl has to go pee, right? Really crossing the legs, and they're gonna hold it in. So get to that position. And then maybe see if you can lift the toes off the block. Maybe keep them there for a couple of counts, maybe not. And then you lift up and release. So now you know if you were really using that block, keep using it. But if you weren't, maybe move it out of your way. We're gonna work on the arms, and then we'll put both actions together. So since we started with the right leg going over the left leg, we're gonna start with that right arm going under the left. So the left arm's gonna go higher. And at first, just give yourself a hug. You can go ahead and bend your knees into fierce pose. And I'll go ahead and turn to the side right now. Right. So with your knees being bent, see if you can lift those elbows up. Right. And then, if you can get those elbows in alignment, then you start to rotate those arms and do like a vogue, like a Madonna vogue. And then see if you can bring the back sides of the hands together. Right? And then from the back sides of my hands together, that right arm goes closer to your face, and you try to wrap. Elbows lift up, hands come away. You take your gaze towards your hands. And then release this arm. Let's go ahead and do the other arm. So left arm under, give yourself a hug. Go ahead and bend your knees. Slowly start to create your vogue, then back sides of the hands together, and then that underneath arm comes closer to your face. You double wrap. The knees sink or the hips sink, the elbows lift up. You gaze up. And you breathe. And then you release. Okay? So now we're gonna put both actions together. I'll go ahead and face the camera, but you got the side view of the arm. So the right arm's gonna go under. That means the right leg is going to go over. So I want you to bend your knees, reach those arms out in front of you, go ahead and wrap your arms the way that they can, then cross the right leg up and over. If you can, you wrap your right toes behind the calf, and then lift up. Sink the hips, lift those arms. And then release. Come out of it. Let's go to the other side. So the left arm under, bend the knees, sink those hips down, the elbows up. Cross that left leg, up and over. Look up, gaze, breathe. And then release. Shake it out. And then we'll do it one more time on each side. So I'll give you the peripheral view this time around. So lift tall, right arm under, bend the knees. Wrap that right leg up and over. Sink the hips. Lift the arm. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Fly out of it. Shake it out. Bend your knees. Arms forward. Left arm goes under. Sink the hips a little lower. Hands a little further away from the face. Wrap the toes. And then hold for 3, 2, 1. Release. Inhale, lift those arms up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, half forward fold, and then flow through vinyasa. Or just go into your downward facing dog. Push that floor away. From your downward dog, gently lower your knees down, child's pose. Soften and breathe. Let those arms relax. Connect with your coherent breath. And then from your child's pose, let's go ahead and lay down onto your mats. We're going to do some opening up of the belly and the spine. So I like to use my hands to descend to the floor and just slide the heels in closer. And for a moment, just feel your body on the floor, right on your mat. What parts of your feet are touching the floor? Are you equally balanced with your pelvis? Cup your hands at the base of the skull and see if you could reach your spine a little longer. And then arms down by your sides. And just connect with your breath for a moment. Heels are in close to your bottom. Go ahead and bend at your elbows, robot arms. Push down into the upper arm bones and feel your chest lift up. And then from here, see if you can lift your pelvis in. Then you can take your arms down, hold on to your mat. Push your arms strong and straight and lift that sternum up. Pelvis a little higher. Soft jaw, steady breath. And then exhale, release, and lower. Release those shoulders. Connect with your breath. And then let's do another bridge. So ground down through your feet. Push down into your upper arm bones. Lift up through your chest already. And then on an inhale, lift your hips up. Now you can keep your arms in robot arms. You can also grab a hold of the sides of the mat. And if your shoulders are open enough, then you intertwine your fingers, right? But if your shoulder blades are not kissing each other in the back body, all it will do if you intertwine your fingers is actually tighten your shoulders and give you an internal rotation. That is something we want to avoid in our bridge pose. The knees reach forward so you can lift up and create more space to feel your spine lift. And then we're going to do a third one. So those of you with intertwined fingers, you can keep them that way and just lower your pelvis onto your fist. Resting your body down. Third one here. So exhale your breath out. Inhale, reach the knees forward. Lift the heart up. And breathe. Soft jaw, steady breath. Find that space that we created earlier from those hips all the way to the armpits. And then release. Exhale and lower. Open your arms to the sides. If you feel like you need to sway your knees from side to side, go for it. Otherwise, just stay here. Listen to your breath. Listen to your body right now. Is it whispering to you? If it is, what is it saying? Is it liking what it's feeling? Is it saying, you might want to back off? Right? Listen to it. Then we're going to grab our block. And if you don't have a yoga block, go grab a thick book, right? We're going to place our block underneath our pelvis for a supported bridge. You have the low height, medium height, and high height of the block option. I am going to go towards my high height. It's less stable at the high height, so just know that. But my spine feels fairly open today. So you place it underneath the bones of the pelvis. If you have it underneath your lower back or your internal organs, it doesn't feel good. And then just stay here and feel that opening. Your pelvis can be heavy, right? You can even test yourself. See if you can lift your feet up, right? You should be able to balance here on your block. And then maybe close your eyes. Maybe intertwine those fingers like you did in your normal bridge. And we're going to do some leg movement. So really ground down through the feet. Keep your pelvis steady on your block and lift your right leg up to the ceiling. From this position, start to reach your heel away from you. See how low you can go with a straight leg. Point the foot and lift it up. Flex and lower down. Keep your pelvis steady. Point and lift high. One more, flex and lower down. Point, lift high. Bend the knee and lower your foot. Float your left leg up. Flex the foot, reach it long. Point, lift high. Flex, reach down. It might touch the floor, it might not. Point, lift up. One more, flex, reach down. Point, lift up. Bend the knee, lower the foot. Just stay here for a moment. And then lift your hips up. Take the block out. Lower your spine down and pause. I'm going to give you the option of putting that block back underneath you and do a supported bridge for like 10 breaths. You can do 2 more bridges like we did in the beginning, or you can do full upwards bows, which is the one where you have your hands here and the elbows hugged in. Again, honor your body, right? Connect with it. So I'm going to do the full wheel upwards bow, or Dhanurasana. But you do what works for you. So set yourself up for success. Take a deep inhale in. Exhale your breath out. Inhale, lift up. Listen to your breath. Honor your breath. And then exhale. Look to the ceiling if you're in full wheel and come down. And then do one more. Exhale your breath out. Inhale lift. And then exhale, move down. You have the choice of putting the soles of the feet together or taking your knees together and let your feet go apart. That tends to feel good to my body, so I can create some space for my lower back. And then you just open your arms out to a T. Allow your eyes to close. Connect with your breath. And then very mindfully sway your knees from side to side. And once you're done swaying your knees, go ahead and give your knees a hug. You hold on to the backs of your legs, curl your head up, rock yourself up. And then after a nice back bend or extension of your spine, I'm going to invite you to place the strap around the feet. Again, just like we did at the beginning of class. And then lift tall. Roll the shoulders back and open up through your chest. Hold steady. Look down towards your belly. Okay. I can definitely see a little bit more of my legs. Okay, so notice the changes. And then inhale, feel your head lift up. Release the strap. We're going to do the same stretch. Bend the knees, meaning the forward fold. All right, it's the west side of the body stretch. We're stretching the back side of the body. Hold on to your feet. And then see if you can slide the heels away, keeping the ribs touching your thighs. And then melt your torso down. And let's hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a gaze up at your toes. Pause. Inhale. Lift your torso up. So from here, it's time, we're getting ready for time for my favorite pose. So if you have a blanket, I'm going to invite you to grab it and make it to about 1 foot. You can't see that. 1 foot by 2 feet. And then what you do is from here, so I have the folded side closest to me. You take this top side and tuck in the corners. So you create like a little crevice. And this is where your head's going to go in just a moment for your Shavasana. So you lay that at one edge of your mat. Right. And from that one edge of the mat, just keep it there and make sure it feels fairly comfortable. And we're going to do a little bit of twisting. Right? So, legs out in front of you. I'll scoot off my mat a bit so you can see what my feet are doing. You're going to bend your right knee. You want space between your right heel and your bottom. And then we're going to bend the left leg and thread it through and take the left foot to the outside of your right butt cheek. Now, if your knee does not do this position, what you're going to do is you're going to keep your left leg straight and then just cross your right foot over that left leg. Okay? But if your knee is bent, your right foot goes to shin side, knee side, or thigh bone side. And heck, earlier we were sitting on the foot when we were doing kind of our cow-faced legs, right? We did our cow-faced arms earlier and then we did our legs. So if you want, I'm going to scooch forward, you can draw that heel underneath you and sit, truly sit on your heel. It will make you work your pelvic floor and it's going to work your balance and work your core a little more if you sit on your heel. Okay? Toes pointed straight back. And then from here, you're going to reach your left arm up because your right knee is up. And you're going to twist to the right. Take that tricep to the outside of your thigh. And then you get to grab your left knee or maybe the arch of your right foot. Turn around. Your right hand you can definitely use for balance. Or you wrap that right hand around for your left inner thigh. So I'm going to give you a side view. You can see it in the mirror a little bit there. Right? But from here, you spiral, grab that foot, and then your hand reaches around and grabs for that inner thigh crease, and you look over your right shoulder. And then you take your gaze forward. You really should twist, okay? Then, we get to do the same thing on the other side. So you're gonna bend your left knee a little bit, and then see if you can thread the right foot through. Again, since I sat on my heel and I know my knee is healthy, I'm gonna sit on my heel on this side. Each side of your body could be completely different, especially if you've had a hip or a knee replacement on one side, but not on the other, right? So please respect that and honor that, right? And then you decide if your foot's on your shin, knee, or the outside of your thigh. Let's intertwine our fingers at the front of that left shin and then grow taller. I'm having a harder time balancing on this side. There we go. So you look tall. Make sure you're on the true shoelace side of that right foot if you are sitting on it. And then from here, that right arm lifts up. You take that elbow, hopefully, to the outside of your leg. If not, you hug it in. And then you wrap your hand. Look over your shoulder, and maybe you grab for your hip point. And you hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn your gaze forward, release. Come off of your heel, extend those legs out, and shake them. And now we're going to use that yummy pillow that we created. So turn yourself around or move your pillow, whatever's easiest for you. And you're going to cradle your head into your blanket bucket. And then you're going to lay your body down, let your legs separate, let your arms separate. You're going to come into your Shavasana, your final relaxation pose. So get all your wiggles out. Let your body feel comfortable. And then see if you can soften your skin. Relax your muscles. Allow your bones to get heavy. Your organs get heavy. You allow your eyeballs to sink deeper into their sockets. Jaw relax and tongue makes a puddle in the bottom of your mouth. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. And what that means is peace, peace, and more peace. That's all. Namaste, guys. Stay in your Shavasana as long as you would like, and hopefully you'll join me on Tuesday. Namaste.